This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hey guys, this is Tom here with Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim.
We've got an episode for you this week, but we felt like we couldn't put out an episode and record an episode this week in good faith with everything going on in the world and specifically with the United States right now. So we wanted to, just kind of talk about that for a minute. And then we've got a Patreon episode that we're going to unlock from a few months back.
Yeah, I think 2019, but late 2019 in Chicago.
Yeah. And we're not going to, I think we're going to try and keep this pretty brief because neither me or Tim are the type of people you should be listening to right now, or indeed have the answers for everything that's going on. But we are including a link in the show notes, blacklivesmatter.card, and that's card with 2 R, CARRD.co. But it's in the show notes.
That's Black Lives Matters with
Matters.
an S,
Sorry. Yes. Matters with an S, but it's in the show notes. That's probably the best way to get it. And that's the best resource that I've seen, to help, to donate, to learn, to sign petitions, to kind of, figure out what you can do, to help. And, I would hope it goes without saying, but unfortunately it doesn't, that Black Lives Matter. That's something that I believe. I know that's something that Tim believes. And it really shouldn't be a controversial thing to believe or to say. But because it is controversial still to some people, unfortunately, it is something that has to be said, that can't be glossed over. Like I said, we're not the best people to talk about this kind of thing, but we can't be silent in this. We can't be complicit in this. We can't do a dumb episode of our dumb show, like everything's fine in the world and the country, because it's not.
Yeah. So,
and I think the fact that, sorry, Tim, to interrupt you, I think you should, for the people out there that will say, well, I don't listen to this show for that. You guys promised that you won't talk about politics and that, you're just going to be an escape, a nice distraction. I hope the fact that this is something that is important enough to talk about on a show where we normally steer clear of politics, should tell you, if you're not aware already, just how important what's going on right now is.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important to just say that we support the Black Lives Matter movement, support the protests that are going on.
Yes.
I also think now is a good opportunity to kind of evaluate and really take a look at the things you consume, the media that you do consume, and say, hey, am I exposing myself to ideas that are coming from people who are not exactly like me?
Yes.
So we do want to provide an escape, especially there's a lot of things in the world. I mean, the pandemic is still going on. There's still people deserve to have some time to just be silly. But I don't know. I don't feel like being silly right now.
Yeah. I mean, the way Black people have been treated in this country, and in particular police brutality, it's gone on far too long. I was thinking about it today about Rodney King was 1990.
Yeah, probably around then.
Yeah, and this is 30 years later, and we've gone from a black man being beaten on camera, bringing people out to try and have some positive action, and 30 years later, It's taken George Floyd being murdered on camera to get some people shaken out of their day to day and look at what's really happening in this country. And that sucks. It sucks that, within my lifetime, I can't think of too many things that have really changed for the positive.
No, and it's been a constant. It's been Amadou Diallo here in New York, Sean Bell, Tamir Rice, and then Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery. It's countless. It's countless. It's a million names that we've never even heard, right? And so I think it's important to recognize and say their names, right?
This isn't a faceless thing. There's horrible, unthinkable. I can never understand exactly what it's like, but even just the thought of a family member being killed that way it's unimaginable. It's unthinkable. So this is something that absolutely needs to change.
Yeah, and if you do find yourself in a privileged position, the way that we are, I really hope that everybody can just take some time to listen. And I know, as a guy who does this dumb show in the all too common two white guys talking about stuff genre of podcast.
I thought we were still the only ones out there doing that.
No, there's a few have cropped up. It's important to learn how to shut the fuck up sometimes and just listen to other people. I'm ashamed to say that that's actually been pretty tough for me. My instinct is always, oh, you know what? Well, I'm the guy who can come in and say whatever he feels like.
Right.
Maybe don't. Maybe listen to other people.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's always more to learn. You'll never fully, if you are like me and Tim, you'll never fully know. You'll never fully understand, but you can always learn more. You can always
at least listen to people describe their experiences and try your best to empathize.
Yep. So blacklivesmatters.carrd.co. The link is in the description here in your podcast player of choice. A lot of good resources there, a lot of places to donate your time and money, and do what you can to help, because unfortunately, just not being a racist isn't enough in 2020. This is something that I think we both believe, along with a lot of other people, is going to take a concerted effort to change.
So, thanks for listening to us. And if you do go out to protest, which I think is a incredibly positive thing you can do, be safe. There's still a pandemic out there. So masks and distance as much as possible. Please stay safe out there.
Hello, Chicago.
Hello, Chicago.
Let's hear it for them White Sox, huh? Yeah, fuck them. We brought these helmets up on stage to shit into. These are actually game-worn helmets. We wore them at the game. God, these helmets, these are nacho helmets. These helmets had nachos inside of them up until very recently. Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim. Thank you for coming to the show, Chicago.
Yes.
Your Lyft drivers talk too much.
Yeah.
I hated every second I was in a lift. I'm doing well, Tom. I have some plane-related banter I need to ask real quick, though.
Perfect. Plane humor is one of my favorite types of humor.
Yeah, we flew on an aeroplane. Real quick, we're recording this, and we don't normally release live episodes in the feed because, like, who likes live podcast episodes? When
they're
in the
here
feed?
watching a live episode, so save it
When
for
you're
the end.
there,
at least.
it's great because I'm making eye contact with everybody. But when it's in your feed, you're like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of visual humor. So we're going to heavily edit it,
Right.
and cut out all the parts where people don't laugh and stuff. Or if people aren't laughing,
even better.
We'll sweeten it up. So when I humble brag, when I went to a taping of America's Funniest Home Videos in Los Angeles, California, or outside.
Wow, those tickets must have really set you back.
Yeah, and Alfonso Ribeiro, TV's Carlton, came out.
Yeah, he's the host of the show. It's not like you were there as his guest.
So they had us watch all these videos with the sound off, and laugh, and then they recorded the laughs and they put them over the show. So we're gonna need to do that.
Are you allowed to divulge that kind of stuff? They don't make you sign something saying, like, don't tell them how the sausage is made.
Here's a tip.
Uh-huh.
They hand out those NDAs or whatever. Just don't give them back.
Oh, okay. Then you've got a souvenir, too.
Yeah. So if we can just get good solid laugh on the count of 3, right?
Okay.
And it'll be like if we need to sweeten it up a little. Okay. So 1, 2. Great.
Man, I'll tell you what. That was like that sounded like a TV laugh track. That was some good laughing.
We should start a sound effects company, and we can sell that for 99 cents on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's the dream,
I thought that's
right?
what we were doing while you were saying it out loud. Okay, so yeah, that's probably all we need then, right?
Another laugh, I think. But this one, like, more raw. But, like, this one is like, oh, no, like, I can't believe they went there, kind of like. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this guy knows. All right, we're just going to need 3 seconds of room tone, though. Oh, no, we did it. We fucking did it.
Wow. Oh, no, they didn't. They did.
Yeah. In case Tom said something, can we get just a disgusted boo? Like, get out of our fucking city.
They...
1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Tom.
Coward.
All right. And then finally, because we're in Chicago, and that might not come across, and we want to make it real obvious that we're in Chicago.
Right, in case somebody posts online, like, I have a theory that they never actually went to Chicago, and here's all my evidence to prove it.
Yeah. So can you guys just make the sound of the wind real quick? 1, 2, 3. Authentic Chicago wind.
Yeah.
And we'll just loop that over the entire episode.
Right. And nobody will be able to figure out how we could have gotten that if it weren't true.
Yeah, it's real fucking windy there. They must have certainly been in Chicago.
I'm glad you stalled talking about your airplane ride for that. And now, what you've all been waiting for, Tim's story about being on an airplane.
The pilot came out and used the bathroom, but it was like a 10-minute fucking process where they had to alert every single flight attendant to, like, block the aisles. There was turbulence, and of
course there was turbulence. He was away from the wheel.
Yeah, as the fucking turbulence was happening, the most turbulent part, the cockpit door opens up and the captain comes out, just like surveying, like, oh, these are all my people. And then he goes into the bathroom. But the plane is fucking in peril, and he's in there.
And the seatbelt sign is up, but he's walking around like he's fucking cock of the walk.
Yeah.
I thought they just like peed in a bottle.
What? No. Wait, do you think he was peeing in 10 minutes? He was taking a dump.
No. The process was 10 minutes because they were doing drink service and they had to like put all the drink
drinks?
carts away and like
Yeah.
start it up again later. I don't know.
Did you ask to speak to a manager? Did you go up to the pilot and say, "Can I speak to your manager, sir?" How do you know it's the co-pilot and not, or the pilot, not the co-pilot?
I mean, I don't see a difference between the pilot and the co-pilot.
Wow. Very brave of you.
Yeah. Okay. That's all.
Just checking your notes to make sure you got everything in that story. And mind you, Tim told me, he's like, "Don't worry, I got something for the top of the show." Something happened I don't want to tell you too much, but something happened on the plane. I was on your flight. I'm realizing I'm like hearing all this. We didn't sit together. I was in first class, but I didn't notice any of this. I was minding my own business. I wasn't keeping track of who's peeing and who's pooping on the flight.
What the pilot's doing at all times.
Why? What are you going to do about it?
Talk about it in a public forum. Tom, we got a very exciting show today. It's cryotherapy week here on the Complete Guide to Everything.
Yeah.
We did cryotherapy today. It was weird.
Thank you. That's all of our time. We did cryotherapy because we've been eating some food here and felt like we had to do something dramatic to fix things. Like,
how do you guys do this all the time? I understand you don't eat like this, like the way I ate all the time.
But still, I'm like, according to you, a fucking monster, and like eat garbage all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like halfway through one meal here, I was like, I'm gonna see if there are any flights home. Also,
I don't say we got in on Friday, and you did say around like 1 p.m. yesterday. You were like, I just want to go fucking home.
It's like, I don't think I like pizza anymore because of this city. I don't like hot dogs anymore. All my favorite foods.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But then we went and got 5 pounds of nachos inside these helmets.
Oh, really quick. Do you guys? Is everybody listeners of the show here? Who's familiar with? Who hasn't?
He's
heard
just
the
going
show?
for cheap applause.
No. Who hasn't heard the show?
Hey, who's bought a ticket for the show?
All right. But show of hands, who hasn't heard the show? 1, 2. Okay. Does everybody know Marika? Does everybody remember? She came up to me.
Well, don't applaud because wait till you hear what she's done.
I don't know if this is a HeadGum thing or the venue.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was in our contract, though.
Yeah, or the city of Chicago. But Marika asked to come up, and she has to read something. Marika, can you come up here? Ladies and gentlemen, Marika.
Woo!
Oh, and guess what? It's wrapped around there. Okay, yeah. Hi. So you said you wanted to read a statement?
I didn't say that, but I have one to read. And it's a no-subject email.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's a no-subject email? I thought you wrote this.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Why don't you just read your
though.
statement? You're wasting valuable time
Of
here.
course. Hello, Chicago. I'm Marika. You might remember me as the former engineer of the Complete Guide to Everything before being unceremoniously fired last year.
For
With
cause,
yeah.
Sure. I'm here to introduce the King of Chicago contest. In which,
Ooh,
Wow.
sounds exciting.
can I finish my statement? In which Tim or Tom will be crowned King of Chicago and enjoy all the benefits that entail.
What kind of benefits do we
Yeah.
get from that?
It's like you know what I'm going to say.
What kind of benefits?
The winner of the contest will be given the opportunity to humiliate the loser at the end of the show with their prepared materials.
Prepared materials.
The contest will be judged by pick someone at random from the audience. You've got a cool shirt. Yeah.
You wrote that in your own statement?
Yeah.
There's a lot about this I don't understand,
Yeah, this
so
is
it's
very
no stranger
confusing.
than the rest.
Godspeed, gentlemen.
Oh, well, it
would
is a nice ending.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So
Great.
No, we have some questions about the
Okay.
contest. What's the criteria for picking out the King of Chicago?
I have no other information to give.
Oh, very cagey with the information. I see. She doesn't want to sway the voting.
what's your name? Jason. So, Jason, I guess, Marika, you don't have any criteria? Maybe who embodies the spirit of Chicago
Sure.
the most?
That feels
Jason, I
fair.
apologize
Yeah,
that you've been
Marika
roped
came in-
into this weird thing that Marika came up with, and now she's not even giving you any information to go by.
I don't know what to say.
All right, well, rules are rules. So you did tell me that we would have to prepare some humiliating thing. Tom, did she tell you that as well?
Yeah, she told me that, so I have something to humiliate with you. I have a thing on my iPad
Okay.
if and when I win.
Cool. I have sealed envelopes with some information about you that I'm going to hand
Wait,
out to the
what?
audience.
Wait, why do you have sealed envelopes? Do you have an envelope for everybody in this place?
Yeah, probably more, actually. And if I win, they'll open the envelopes, and if not, honor system, just bring them back up at the end of the show, all right? So can you just take one and pass it? All right.
Why would it be something that you put in envelopes?
Ask Marika. I don't know. She was the one who
Marika, did
told
you
me
tell
to do
him,
it.
make something, put it in
I just
envelopes, bring it for everybody?
Really want to say that this is an email, a printed email sent by Tim
Well,
to
it's time
Tim.
for you, ladies and gentlemen, Marika. She's great, huh?
I mean,
She
it's
thinks
just
highly of us. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's. I kind of see us as mentors for her, people for her to look up to, and it's a lot of responsibility, but
We do a good job with her.
we do a very good job. I guess we'll wait to see later in the show who's the original
Yeah.
King of Chicago. Was it?
Just King of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
The original King of Chicago was Frank Thomas.
Balky.
Oh.
He liked it.
This is why we got those laughs earlier to sweeten it all up.
We'll need everybody to say Balky in unison later. Yeah, so we ate a bunch of garbage, and then we went and did cryotherapy earlier today, mere hours ago.
Has anybody here ever done cryotherapy? And this is what I will. Well, yeah. Anybody? Show of hands.
And I don't just mean February in Chicago.
Tom stole that joke from somebody, and it's getting booed. Tom stole that joke from a famous person.
Somebody said that backstage. I'll have to use that joke.
A
It didn't-
professional comedian.
Yeah. Yeah, so not that many people have ever done it? Good. Wow. Oh, cryogenics. Yeah, I was confused. I didn't really understand. I thought before this started, I was like, all right, Tim, well, guess I'll see you in 500 years.
And I was just like, I'm short on cash. Just do my head. And I would like to come back. They'd have some awesome hunk's body that they could put my head on.
Now, in your mind, would it be a hunk that died in a tragic accident, or they would
Yeah, a
grow?
hunk that was tragically decapitated. And they're like, well, the rest of the body is fine.
Or they would grow a hunk's body in a tube for you.
Oh, in 500 years? That's a brave new world. They'd probably grow it in a test tube.
What? That's what I just said.
Yeah, exactly. You asked me if I thought it would, and I answered in a complete sentence.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Very professional of you. So we went to this place. I didn't know you've been wanting to do this for a while. You've been wanting to do it for a while, and then every time it's like, all right, let's go do it. You're like, I might have some undiagnosed condition, and this kills me.
So you go into a tank. A tank is what they're called? Yeah, sure. And they pump. Look, I did a thing that could go either way here. We told the wonderful people working at the cryo place that we were going for this show, and now one of them is here. So I can't say anything bad about the cryo place, but I wouldn't because it was great.
It was great. I did.
Yeah,
I did
but I'm
actually
going to be
really
looking to Julie every once in a while to just confirm things. So it's a tank, and she went like, "Yeah, I guess you could call it that. A chamber."
Oh, a chamber.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah, it did kind of feel and look
And
like
it
a
goes
chamber.
to negative 250 degrees. So I was like, "Oh, you know what?"
Which I thought was a joke at first. I didn't
Yeah.
know things could get
I thought,
that cold.
Julie, this is some sick fucking joke, isn't it? You're pranking us, Julie.
Yeah.
But I was just afraid
We're going to
that
prank you back in 500 years when we wake up with hunks bodies.
Can I be very clear about my two biggest fears?
Sure.
Number one is that I have an undiagnosed heart condition,
Right.
like the late John Ritter,
Right.
and that this tank...
You have an undiagnosed personality disorder. Maybe even a few.
Yeah. But I don't think that would be an issue. And number two, I was afraid
He
that...
died of an undiagnosed personality disorder that only came about when he was frozen to a negative 250 degrees. Caused a psychotic break.
And number two, I thought my penis was going to go inside my body and never come out.
That didn't happen to you?
No.
Because that happened to me. I didn't realize, like, as I was listening to, as we were doing it, and then as I was listening to it later, well, and we have Julie here, so maybe we can confirm this.
I'm so sorry we did this.
So women don't have to wear underwear in the thing? And is it because of the difference? Well, I wasn't going to be so crude, but...
You were really beating around the bush.
Julie,
Isn't it the differences?
This is a G-rated podcast. It's mostly listened to by
My
very
Lord.
young children.
And very, very elderly people.
Very elderly people who...
This is piped in hospices.
Yeah. Who may have just died of shock hearing... which kind of, in retrospect, made sense because that was by far the thing that got the coldest. And I was very... What?
Huh?
And you wear underwear, but if I had thought ahead and realized, I would have worn underwear that had a little button on the fly. So liquid nitrogen didn't get into my underwear.
All right. I was afraid I was going to have a full-blown panic attack in the chamber, but I didn't.
You looked like you were beginning to have one.
That's just kind of my resting, panicking face. I am worried all the time for one reason or another.
Yeah. So it's liquid nitrogen. It pours in like all this. It's fog.
It's smoke. Is it smoke?
I think
Vapor.
cigarette smoke comes out from the bottom. And cools you to negative 250 degrees, but only the very outside of your skin, right?
Yeah, that's as I understood it. This was explained to me by Julie while I was, I think, afraid I was going to have a panic attack. And I was just like, Tim, just stay focused. You're in this. You're in this. You go in there for 3 minutes, and it's very cold. And if you go to the right place, a very nice person will make sure you don't die and talk to you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember anything she told me. But she gave us a card that had some information on it.
Yes. When you were in there, were you processing anything that was being said to you? It didn't look like you were.
No, I just said I didn't. So,
Are
you processing anything?
No, I don't process anything while you're talking. The whole time I'm just thinking, soon it'll be my turn to talk again. And I can't wait.
You know what I've noticed about you, Tom?
What's that?
Specifically on this trip, because we've been like hanging out a bunch. You interrupt a lot and just keep talking.
No, I don't interrupt a lot.
Or if we start talking at the same time,
Yeah, what?
you just never stop. You don't go like, you know when two people start talking at the same time, it's like, oh no, you go ahead. If you're talking with Tom and you start saying something at the same time, it's just like, oh no, Tom just won't stop. Like he won't even acknowledge that you were about to say something. And you're speechless all of a sudden. Look what it took to shut him up.
It's literally happening right now. I think I have an undiagnosed brain disorder because if I do that, if I be polite, I will forget what I was going to say. So I just need to...
Oh, and everything is so fucking important that you have to say.
A lot of times that's what people say to me back.
Thank you for interrupting me. Because if by some chance I didn't get to hear what you just said because you forgot,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with myself.
Right. Also, after the cryotherapy, it's affected me in strange ways. Where now my brain feels really weird. Right? Does your brain feel weird? We went and got tacos afterwards. I'm talking. We went and got food afterwards, and I went in the bathroom. We didn't go in the bathroom together. And I blew my nose with a paper towel, and then I washed my hands and went to use the hand dryer, and it wasn't working. And I'm in the bathroom cursing to myself like, "Fucking hair dryer doesn't work. Why don't they have paper towels?" I had just used a paper towel 10 seconds earlier.
Riveting.
I told you I have an undiagnosed brain disorder.
No, I don't think it affected our brains, but I feel great.
Do you?
Yeah. Usually when we're doing these shows, I feel horrible and anxious. And usually it's because I drank a lot the night before. But also, like, I feel spry. I feel like my muscles are springier. Is that a thing? Like if I wind up and kick, I'll kick like harder than I've ever kicked before.
Man, if only there was something to hear to kick to show. No, don't look at me. No, we were walking down the street, both being like old men, like, yeah, look at these legs, huh? You got new legs.
We were doing, in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when Grandpa Joe gets out. He's like, I'm going to the chocolate factory.
That was us. I was doing
Negative 250 degrees.
I was doing that walking down the street, just thinking like my brain feels really weird. But look at these legs.
Has no negative effects on your brain.
I didn't say it was negative.
Maybe it just opened your mind, man.
It's true. Maybe I didn't want my mind to be open. Maybe I like living in the Matrix, Tim.
I was checking out of our hotel, and I completely forgot my room number. But you didn't just forget your room number. You gave a number that like didn't exist. We were staying in a huge hotel, and they're like, "What room number are you in?" Tim's like 14. I'm like, no, Tim. All the room numbers are 4 digits. I had to step in and be like, "He's on the 16th floor, ma'am." I think he might mean 16, 14, something like that. I'm not sure. What was it? It was 1630. There's nothing about 14. Yeah. I think that's just my own idiocy, though.
Not being what? Not
I don't
being
think it
able
has anything
to
to
talk to people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we both have that.
Yeah, that's why I mostly let you do it. You were getting along really well with the cab driver who was talking about.
No, I was just trying to change the subject or go, that's interesting, and then immediately look at my phone and like make sure that he saw me not looking at him.
No, didn't really work.
No. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get into the name of that cab driver? Do you think that's a thing?
Oh, I just realized. Yeah, go ahead, because I didn't realize.
I was like, man, that Lyft driver was quite a guy. He had some interesting.
But you said it like that Lyft driver's quite a guy.
No. And like it's just like a big, Midwestern white guy, right? And Tom's like, his name's Pepe. I was like, that guy's name wasn't Pepe. Did he name his Lyft name after the frog? The racist frog?
Yeah, that just occurred to me that was almost definitely the case. It makes a lot of the questions he was hinting at make more sense. We also invited him here tonight.
Look, he was fine. He didn't say anything over. I mean, I'm on alert after that. Like, this is why I can't talk to people. If I talk to strangers, I'm just like, were they secretly a Nazi trying to recruit me to be a Nazi?
Yeah.
Did I? Is there anything that I like? He was mostly just talking about sports. I don't
Right.
know why I got it in my head. I don't know. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
I still don't think you should have given him your phone number.
Cryotherapy.
Uh-huh.
I threw out my back last week, Tom.
Uh-huh.
My back feels fucking
How'd
great
you
now.
throw out your back?
I was doing charity work for Habitat for Humanity. Has anybody ever heard of it? Jimmy Carter does a lot of work with them.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to get hurt while he's doing it.
Yeah, it's because he's got young bucks like me doing all the grunt work, and he shows up and takes a picture with
Oh, so you had done like a lot of work before you threw out your back?
about an hour and a half of demo.
And the new house is built by then, so it's fine? You were done for the day?
Yeah, I built an entire house in a day. Tom, I threw out my back. I couldn't work anymore.
How did you throw it out?
I was hitting some stuff with a hammer at a really weird angle while balancing on a table that wasn't sturdy.
Why didn't you get on a ladder?
I didn't see one. A lot of people have been like, from Chicago, like, you guys should come to Chicago and do a show. And they were wrong. and I think a lot of these people are realizing that now. Like, I've been emailing them and tweeting at them and for like 6 years.
Yeah, and that was misguided.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone to all that trouble, and it wasn't even that much trouble. It still wasn't worth it.
You got any more to say about cryotherapy, Tom?
Do I have more to say about cryotherapy?
It looks cool. It looks like you're in the future. There's this big chamber that you go in, and smoke comes out, and
It's not smoke.
Vapors come out, and there's a big tank of nitrogen there.
Yeah. We were told backstage that we look great.
Yeah, people told
Afterwards.
us we looked great.
We were like,
People who
enough.
saw us yesterday were like, you guys look great today.
Yeah.
And it was like all we had to do was trick our bodies into thinking they were dying.
Oh,
Because that's
yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, that I guess that aspect of it we didn't really talk about. That's like a big part of it. Is essentially what you're doing is tricking your body into thinking that you're dying, and getting.
Tom, did you not hear me fucking say that? And then you're sitting here like pontificating. I said that 5 seconds ago, and you're like, yeah, actually, here's an interesting thing that I'll say now. I'll just say it very slowly and authoritatively, and you'll all think I'm very smart.
Yeah, it was working. It's still working. They're probably like, I wish that little guy would let the smart guy finish talking.
Go on. Did you have more to say after that, or are you just going to paraphrase what I said and then just stare blankly? No, you say something else, and I'll paraphrase that. We'll sit in awkward silence.
So as I was saying, it tricks your body into thinking that you're dying. And then your body.
You really had nothing to say after that.
I did, but then I wasn't allowed to finish, and I forgot it all again. Tricks your body into thinking that you're dying, and it just your body goes on full alert. It goes. I think again, this is all science. It tells your body, okay.
There's somebody sitting 5 feet away from us who's a fucking expert. Who's
Yeah, I know.
ripping her goddamn hair out right now.
That's why I'm also establishing myself as an expert who knows about science.
Tom's
stuff.
like, yeah, but she's a woman, so I'll say it. Boo!
Coward! Stop calling me a coward. Trying to speak authoritatively. So what it does is it essentially tricks your body into thinking you're dying. And then your body, I think your body,
You've had
listen.
5 full minutes to think of something to say after that, and you haven't.
I want to choose my words carefully,
Okay,
Tim,
all right.
because this might go into textbooks and stuff.
Do you want to be clear?
Yeah, I want to be. Let me be clear. Oh, hey, is Barack Obama here? I mean, it's Chicago. He might be here. Anyway, I was gonna turn around and
Remember
do
when
his
everybody
impression.
got mad at Barack Obama? He was like, he's on a jet ski? The world is burning, and Barack Obama's now on a jet ski?
That was
Let him go on
mostly.
a jet ski one fucking day. You don't have a job anymore. It's fine.
That's not what you were saying to the guy in the cab. You were agreeing with him. We're like, no, yeah, it was kind of bullshit. It's. But then you were like,
He has the most stressful job in the world for 8 years, and now he's on a jet ski?
yeah, and that's where you guys diverged a little bit. But then he came, he was like, oh, no, we disagree, but I'll try him again later.
The twist is the cab driver was woke.
So what it does is it tricks your body into thinking you're dying.
Jeremy? What was the name? What was your name? I'm sorry. Jason. Do we have an update on the standings? This isn't the final tally, but is anybody taking... Okay.
I think, based on my research, your body does 2 things. The first thing is
Apologies to Julie.
it goes, oh shit, this guy's gotten himself into a real scrape. We got to all hands on deck. We got to save his life, and that's when it like puts all the blood in your organs because your organs need blood more than most things.
You're doing great so far, according to Julie.
But then after like a minute and a half, it goes, no, it's too late. Release all the endorphins that will let him slip into death peacefully.
That seems less accurate, judging by Julie furiously giving the cut him off sign.
And then you step out of it, and your body's like, oh, man. Well, but then you say to your body, or at least I did, I whispered it under my breath, you're not getting those endorphins back, pal. I'm already using them to feel great. Joke's on you. I knew I probably wasn't going to die doing this.
I was convinced I was going to die.
I was, a little more scared than I normally am that I was going to die. I videotaped you the whole time you were in there just in case you died.
So we could sue Julie.
No, because we would still have to do a show.
Bad news, everybody. You bought tickets, you came all the way out here. Tim's dead. Good news, we don't have a screen, but I'll hold up an iPad,
Yeah.
and you can watch him freeze to death.
Yeah. Well, because if anybody wanted a refund, I'd give it to them, but they'd have to watch the video of you dying, and then say, "Oh yeah, no, I still like my money back." Like, look, I have proof he died doing this. Yeah, I want my money back though. He wasn't here. It's a big joke. Nobody would say that. They would say that if I died and you were the only one here, then the people would want their money back. But some people probably, they would be on the way out. They'd be like, you know what? I want to pay a little more money. It was better. You got to talk more, which is what I'm here for. Finally, you didn't get interrupted. You could, who knows? Like, if you weren't here, maybe I would talk for an hour. And it would just be like really good because I'd never lose track of anything. I'd always just remember what I'm going to say. And people are like, wow, he really went to some interesting places there that I don't think he would have gotten to if there was a guy always interrupting him. And I will never know.
This is your scenario. You're fantasizing that I've died now?
I'm not fantasizing
I've never seen
it.
you
I'm
more
just kinda,
joyful.
I would do the entire show, but I would just kind of like, just talk, stream of consciousness. And then at the very end, I'd be like, oh, by the way, Tim died earlier. You guys want to see it?
Oh, there'd just be no explanation when you came out.
No, I don't want to bum everybody out before the show. Show must go on.
I don't think you're a good person, Tom. I hope one day, Tom, I'm not going to wish death on you.
But
I hope something. I hope somebody steals your identity. That's okay to say, right? Like, it sucks if it happens, but, like, you're not like, oh, did you hear about Bob? Had his identity stolen,
and Tim was happy about it.
I'd be happy if you got your identity stolen, Tom.
Well,
Anyway, can we, you want to solve a problem?
yeah. Let's solve a problem.
Maestro! This is Bobby. We could play the Billy Joel version in this one. Oh, no, we can't. Sorry.
Well, now we're already in trouble. I don't know who you're talking about, Billy Joel. What version? Oh, he did a cover of this song?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, wait, real quick before we do this. Cryotherapy, Tom. Would you
Yes.
do it again?
Yeah. You know what? I would like to do the spot treatment.
Yeah. I was trying to imply that, trying to weasel our way a facial deal. They put it on your face. Yeah, all right. But then I thought it'd be too much. I thought, be like, oh, you can't do that. And then I was reading some FAQ from another thing, and they're like, do it 2 or 3 times a week. I was like, fuck that. I want to do it 5 times a week.
Why would you want to?
I'm going to mortgage my house.
You've been terrified to do it once.
Yeah, and guess what? I went. It was great.
Yeah.
I turned into Grandpa Joe, remember?
Yeah, you were kicking in everything.
I was kicking around.
I kind of wanted to go to sleep afterwards, and I felt like that was a bad idea.
Tom, we went to Target afterwards, and we had to walk up 1 flight of stairs to get into the Target, and we took the escalator up, and it was fine. We walked up we were behind the worst smelling person.
Ooh,
Yeah. I think that person pooped their pants. We went to Target.
Second time this weekend, by the way, that I think I've been around somebody who pooped their pants.
Great. And then coming down,
The other
there was
one was
one
you.
flight of stairs, and I walked down the stairs, and then I see Tom, and he's still at the top, and he's up on the escalator, just staring off into the distance with a dead look on his face, just descending very slowly.
Yeah, letting the stairs do all the work.
I don't know, it's just weird. I was like, oh no, I think Tom's dying. But then no, you.
I think Tom got flash frozen on the Target escalator.
No, I loved it, and I want to do it all the time.
Okay. You want to live in there? You can't go in there for
Can
more
you
than 3
live
minutes.
in there, Julie? No. 3 minutes at a time. Like it's got to be like 3 minutes on, then 3 minutes off, then 3 minutes on, right? Oh, okay. All right.
So you do it a few times a day.
Yeah. Can I come back after the show? But hey, luckily I know you, right? Yeah. All right. We got a problem to solve. Sorry.
Is there a Carly here? That's you.
Hey! Come on up, Carly. Should we not use your real name, or can we use your real name?
This
Hello. You
This
can
might
have that
be a
helmet if you'd
conflict
like.
of interest that you're here with the judge.
Whoever gives the best advice, I guess.
Ah.
Oh, just outright asking for corruption. Unbelievable.
In Carly's defense, Marika didn't set out the parameters of
Yeah,
the king
it's
of
ultimately
Chicago.
Marika's fault.
Yeah. Thanks, Marika.
She's long gone.
She's on a fucking jet ski right now, is where she is. Did we say let's hear it for Carly? Did we do that? Yeah.
I think after doing the cryotherapy, this one beer is making me feel crazy. Julie's like, oh, you can't drink a beer after it. Oh, God, no. They'll freeze your inside.
Julie's like, thank you for implying that cryotherapy makes you allergic to alcohol now.
I didn't say it was
Not true.
allergic. I said it makes me feel crazy. Maybe crazy in a good way. Julie, or Carly, I'm going to read your email. Is that okay?
Yes.
Dear Tim and Tom, how do I deal with an overly negative coworker? Boy. Well, if you find out, let me know. I like to think of myself as a generally friendly person. Yeah. And I happily chat with people at work.
What was that? Did he?
Why?
Were you implying that Carly isn't generally friendly?
No, I was implying that I am.
Ah.
I'm also a generally friendly person.
That's not what it sounded like.
Take notes.
Well, I apologize, Carly. However, my cube neighbor has a way of always finding the negative. She ranges from complaining about her new puppy to gossiping about her second cousin who lives out of state. What kind of gossip?
Like their job situation and boyfriend situation.
Who the hell gives a shit? What does she even?
I
What
don't
does
know
she
this
even
person.
care?
I don't know.
I've met second cousins of mine like a handful of times. I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. Certainly wouldn't tell anybody about what they're up to. I've been wearing headphones to dissuade her from randomly spouting negativity at me throughout the day. But she has taken to getting my attention by waving her arms like she is trying to flag down a plane. Oh, from like a deserted island.
Yeah.
I thought you thought that the people with like the orange wands are
Air
flagging down
traffic
the yeah. Oh, over here, here's the airport.
No.
You weren't giving Carly very much credit there, Tom.
I feel like I'm going to lose this King of Chicago. How can I reroute conversations with her? Do you have any ideas of things I can talk about to keep the conversation light and positive? I don't want to talk about my life or interest because of her tendency to gossip. Yeah, she'll be
Smart.
telling
Yeah,
your
gotta have
second
your guard up.
cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about Carly's problems. Also, she is on my team, so being rude or moving away are not. Well, don't move away. Oh, move your desk. It's like, yeah, that's a real dramatic. You don't have to move to a different city. So being rude or moving away are not options. Thanks, Carly.
Well written, Carly. Headphone. Explain. It's an open office situation, or is it cubicles, or
It's cubes.
Yeah,
But they're
cubes.
like this high or something. So,
okay,
So when you're standing up. When you're
Okay.
standing up, they're at like chest heights.
right. Gentleman in the front row says about 4 feet high.
Man,
That was helpful.
he works at a tape measure factory.
Okay. So how far away is this person from you?
We like share a cube wall.
Okay.
In front of you or to one of the sides?
So
if you're sitting here, where is she? Like
You gave me a look for a second, like, I don't want to give too much information. She might be able to figure out this is her.
no. So,
like
if I
here?
am like sitting at my computer, she's over there.
how far away do you think this is? About 2.5. Nah. If
maybe
this is
like maybe like 4 feet.
4 feet. Okay. So she will stand up and do this.
Yes. She waves her arms like this.
Is
Like
there?
I'm not facing her. I'm facing my computer.
She's
and
directly
she's
to
my
your
left.
For the people listening on the podcast who can't see what Tim just did, he gave a Nazi salute.
No, he didn't.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I'm gonna sit down now.
What were you? No, go ahead. Keep asking your
No,
questions.
it's fine. It's fine, Tom. You talk, Tom. Everyone wants to hear what you have to say. No, go ahead.
I wasn't listening to anything. I was trying to think of just a way to demean you.
Why don't you just get her fired?
She's been there like a lot longer than me.
Sounds like it's time for a new job.
Yeah.
That's what you'll say right before you plant something.
How do they feel about?
Sounds like it's time for you to get a new job. Oh, boss!
And
I
then
just found a handgun in her desk.
Yeah, I think this needs to be kind of a years-long campaign to rise to the top of your organization and figure out a way to fire her without, violating any kind of labor laws.
Good advice.
Well, tell me more. No, see, I have questions about your specific organization, but I'm not going to get into that now. We've already fucked up one person's business today.
What if she worked for a rival cryotherapy company?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you have cubes? She's shaking her
Chambers.
No, it's open. It's lovely. They have a lot of couches and stuff. You can just
Chambers.
relax in.
Maybe you should see if your office can switch to chambers.
head. Just like build a tent.
Yeah, because they were
over my
hired. They were
cube.
about this high. How high is this? It's about 5 feet. That's a whole other feet, maybe a whole other foot. Hey, here's what you can do.
How tall are you, Tim?
Hmm?
How tall are you?
About 5'9", 5'10",
Do you
maybe.
have a 9-inch long head? I'm asking. Like, I'm curious.
Ask this guy. He's
How
tall am I? I actually don't know. That's not. You're under. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's
How
talking
long-
about.
How long of a head does he got? 10-inch head. What the hell was that supposed to be? For everybody listening on the podcast, he
I
just did
measured
the
my
salute
fucking
again.
head.
He did not.
I mean, once you could say it's a mistake. But twice? Come on. Your dog whistle's turned into a bullhorn, Tim.
What if you subtly, like, how tall is she? Like, when she's waving her arms, can you, like, just kind of barely see her? Or if you can somehow get the barrier higher, and I think it might have to be a combination of making the barrier higher and somehow sinking the floor below her desk lower. What floor are you on?
I'm realizing. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on, it depends what floor.
I apologize for
We are on
interrupting
the
somebody
ground
that's not
floor.
you.
You're on the ground floor, so you have something to work with here. You're not just gonna. Is there a basement?
No. I
All
don't
right,
think
cool.
so.
So you can just dig into Earth.
Dig her cube down.
Yeah, dig her cube down.
I was gonna say I actually worked in an office.
Don't worry,
where-
I solved the problem, Tom.
Well, I did too. I said just plant a gun in her desk. But I worked in an office where somebody did this. I think had the same complaint as you, and the way that they got it fixed, which was everybody else hated it. You don't care if the people you work with hate you, right?
Who could hate her? She's
I'm
lovely.
generally friendly.
I don't know what you're like to work with.
Ow.
What do you do
I'm
for a
just
living?
saying.
I'm a software engineer.
Ooh.
This was
Brains.
at a computer company that I worked with.
What happened?
Oh yeah. Forgot what else I was gonna say. They said
He just wanted to impress everybody. I worked at a computer company once. Hold for applause.
They said it was too loud with the open office, and so they got these like sound dampeners installed above all the cubicles, and it basically made the cubicles all like 8 feet high.
I would love that.
Yeah, make friends with the purchasing manager. Is that a job?
Sure. I mean, probably you need to get it just for not just the person who buys things. You need to talk to the installing manager as well.
The problem, though, is actually one time she actually like came into my cube because apparently she hadn't gotten my attention by waving. So
You don't
she
have a
actually
door on your
came-
cube?
It's a cube. No.
What about one of those sliding ones where like people get changed behind them?
No.
Well, there's
like
another
tapping
Then how do you
on
get
the
changed in your
shoulder.
cubicle?
Yeah. You just wear your work clothes to work?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you don't have any.
So she comes in. You just got to get her fired. Cocaine, guns, something. Is she fun?
No.
No. Outside of work, is she fun? Can we convince someone here to take her out for a night's night of cocaine? And but somebody is cocaine. It's fun. Is the premise of that?
Well, I was gonna say.
Says the
even if
guy
she-
who was afraid to go into like a cryo chamber. It's like, oh, my heart will explode.
Yeah. Well, you don't need somebody to be fun if you give them cocaine. That's what makes them.
No,
fun.
but like, would they be receptive to like, I don't know, that guy
A
back
night of
there being
cocaine.
like, hey, a night of cocaine, and
What
then
guy did you point to that you just like assumed would be able to source cocaine?
that guy that seems like he's fine with things. Wanna help me out, buddy? Yeah, he knows. Yeah, you're gonna have to set her up. You're gonna have to. Is she single?
Yes.
Set her up on a cocaine date, baby, and then snap the pictures, and then those pictures wind up on the boss's desk.
Yeah. That sounds like a perfect solution.
Great. Talk to that guy. He'll take her out on the cocaine date. That lovely young lady will understand. They're on a cocaine date right now.
I'll catch you after.
Thank you so much, Carly.
Let's hear it for
Thank you.
Carly.
Let's hear it for Carly. Woo!
All right, and it's time to crown the King of Chicago.
No.
Oh no! Just actually hurry up. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay. All right. So let's.
Thank you for judging. If you can just.
No, let's do the closing arguments here. Tom.
This isn't your show.
All right, I think I was closing arguments enough.
That's all right. Tim.
You look great. I like your shirt.
Yeah, get a look at both of us.
You had a good Obama impression, but
Well,
your
thank
Nazi
you.
salutes were.
Oh,
I don't know.
Not very woke, Tim.
Those envelopes are too good. Tim is the king of Chicago.
I am the king of Chicago! All right, everybody, take your envelopes. Open them up.
I legitimately
I know we all
don't
want
know
bad
what are in
things to
these
happen to
envelopes.
Tom, but not awful things to happen to Tom. Maybe he should have his identity stolen. Maybe any of you can steal Tom's identity yourself. I have one of these for you. We record our podcast at Tom's apartment, and he leaves things out sometimes. Here you go.
For the
That
people.
is justice served by the King of Chicago. My people. These are my constituents now.
For the people listening at home, Tim has made a photocopy of an old bank statement and a Social Security card, and like, oh, it's like a joke. He changed it. He didn't change some of it.
Thank you, Chicago. I am your king. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. It's been a great time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Should we say the name of your thing or should we not? Hey, Cryo Bar is great. Fucking go to Cryo Bar. Give it a shot. They had a thing. It wasn't expensive. But thank you to Marika and everybody from HeadGum.
Yes.
And everybody here at the Tack Room. Bobby over there.
Yeah. He's itching to hit that sound cue again.
Yeah.
We are going to be in the back for like a couple of minutes selling a handful of merchandise items that we brought. And then we're going to be at the bar over here. Do you know what the name of it was?
Yeah, it's on the corner. You'll see it. Whatever.
Deuces? Do sex. Do sex? Holy how.
Hey! All right, good night, everybody.
Thank you very much for coming. Good night, everybody.
That was a HeadGum podcast.